Hello everyone, my name is Nathan, and today it's time for another episode of our one duplicant challenge. One dupe to rule them all. We established ourselves for survivability and started to explore a little bit. In today's episode we're gonna finish the ladder shaft and we'll also be doing some more initial research. And I'm really looking forward to do so as Nathan here. The good thing about only having one dupe, I do not necessarily mind the disinfecting stuff in the beginning. This is because of carrying the slime along, but it feels worthwhile when I see that strength gets upgraded this quickly, and with every strength point we have, we can carry more stuff. Something to get around a little bit quicker would be great. As a matter of fact, let's have a look at the research here. Damn it is, refined renovations is what I'm aiming for. The fire pole, this is gonna make it possible to travel a lot quicker, but will also unlock some important machinery such as the rock crusher and the kiln. And here I am already eagerly doing the research project. Of course we also need a little bit of power. I'm already gonna drag my power cable down so I can set up some machinery here at the bottom, and we can use the same cable for basically everything since only one machine is gonna be active at a time. We just have to include the 120 watts of the oxygen diffuser and the 240 watts of the gas pump. Those are a constant, but everything else, as long as it is below 1000 watts, we should be fine. And there is our first research. We can already set up a rock crusher right there. A kiln doesn't require power, but it will produce a lot of heat. So we're gonna be using that sparingly, but every now and then maybe we need it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we already snatched up a thimbleweed seed, which is what we're gonna need in conjunction with the exosuits. So instead of just dumping the polluted water into a polluted water pool, what we could do is feed it to this plant, since it is required. I think what we might be able to do is move the door here slightly, so we have the space for a plant. Let's go ahead and do that, and then still keep the room bonuses, since the bedroom only needs to be 12 tiles. Wonderful, there are my first pieces of machinery, the rock crusher, with which I can make my initial refined metals. We can also get the lime that is required for steel, we can produce more sand if we need to, and later on even more recipes when we unlock more research. As for the kiln, the only two recipes in here are gonna be refined carbon, also for the steel production, and ceramic for better insulation material. There is my farm tile, wonderful, and it still counts towards the room bonus. So let's go ahead and plant that thimbleweed. I should have at least one. Basically our goal is just to feed it the polluted water that's coming out of our wash basin and potentially other places of our base, while profiting from something that we need anyways. Now that research is completed, we got the ladder bed for rocketry, temp shift plates for more complex contraptions, and of course the fire pole to get around quicker. And I'm gonna set up my fire poles with copper here, since we have so much of it, and I guess we can now go through all of the tiles, and this is basically gonna occur throughout the entirety of the base, so I can get around a little bit quicker. Now it looks like this is gonna use up our entire copper reserve, but we can dig into here. Let's also make sure we get a bunch of these cracks, since I'm slowly dwindling in terms of food supplies. And then I basically want to make my way down here and grab all of the copper as well. Now I want to make sure I don't open this up, because I don't want any CO2 in this gas pump just yet. I'm also gonna open up some more cracks here in this region, getting some more algae and food going. Another cycle has passed. I'm enjoying my meal, and look at that, the toilet needs to be cleaned for the third time. Looks like every 15 cycles. Wow, that makes sense with 15 uses. So never mind. I catch you later when we got that fire pole installed and are ready to expand even more, maybe research some more initial important machinery. Alrighty, will you look at that, the fire pole is almost done, we're ready to keep on expanding. I just noticed we have our first broken oxygen mask, it is just worn out and we have to rebuild it. And we can do so in the crafting station. It is gonna require just the worn oxygen mask, so it doesn't actually require any other resources, and we'll just do that indefinitely. Now as of this point it's time to expand upwards, but I do not want the slime to all land in my base, so I'm gonna make sure we first go through here, then we kind of move up, and only after that we continue our ladder shaft. And then we can go ahead, collect all of this slime, store it away securely somewhere. Something else I would like to research is the decontamination, so we get access to the deodorizer. This is going to allow us to produce clay and also get rid of polluted oxygen, converting it into normal oxygen. All it requires is a little bit of sand. Also the carbon skimmer and the mechanized airlock are useful things. Repairing our oxygen masks actually results in the oxygen inside of the mask going out into canisters, and what we need to empty these is a canister emptier. We could also do it manually with the duplicant labor, but that is just too time consuming. This means we will require our first metal, and I'm gonna do 2 crafts here. Doing it in the rock crusher actually makes you lose half of the mass, contrary to other smelting methods. But as a plus, we'll be getting that back in the form of sand. So right now I'm just doing 2 crafts, just enough to actually get the resources for a canister emptier. Oh man, I just love the rock crusher animation. And look at that, because we leveled up our operation skill during the playthrough already, I can do this extremely quickly. Are you serious? I've never been this lucky. Just because we crafted it like seconds before, I'm now getting access to it. I mean, we don't have discovered that many items, so I guess it's not that much of a coincidence. But that essentially means I don't need to craft anything anymore. All I need is to place that canister emptier. And I think I will be doing that here on the top for the time being. Just whenever we repair an oxygen mask, we can also get rid of the oxygen that was in there. This doesn't require anything else other than setting up the gases you want to expel. There it is. Sometimes it can overpressure a little bit, especially when we get the atmosuits with 60 or so kilograms of oxygen. We still didn't have any major slime accidents. It's just when you get a little bit of slime lung somewhere in polluted oxygen, it will keep on multiplying. So I think I want to focus on my research a little bit. We just need 5 more points in advanced research, and then I can set up a bunch of deodorizer. And I guess in preparation for those, we'll have to drag up the wires. So let's say we bring the wires all the way up to here somewhere. And that is going to allow us to set up a bunch of deodorizers in strategic spots. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. We got access to the research, cotton skimmer and deodorizer. Deodorizer is more important. I want to prevent the polluted oxygen from entering my base, introducing the slime lung. So we're going to set some up maybe right there as well. And I guess we can have one here at the bottom too. It wouldn't really hurt. So this way nothing can really go wrong. Now there's going to be one thing slightly annoying. This task belongs to the life support tasks, so we might get interruptions in our workflow, and as soon as possible we need to automate the deodorizers using auto sweepers. That actually reminds me, we could set up another skill. We have 2 skill points. I think one will soon have to sacrifice for super hard digging, so I'm already gonna do that. And then I also would like to see some improved carrying, but I'm not sure. Do I need something else in the meantime? Yeah, I might want to go for mechatronics engineering as soon as possible. But since that requires improved carrying either way, we're gonna unlock that already now. Oh yes, enjoy the upgrade, Nathan. Another load of refined copper. How practical. That is gonna save me on some duplicant labor. Wonderful. Just in the nick of time, we have completed the build. We should now be able to fill these up with sand. I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like this is a priority of me, so I'm taking that. It only takes very little sand, but it needs to be resupplied like every cycle or so. But now we're actively converting the polluted oxygen into normal oxygen, which is gonna eventually kill off the slime lung. I'm also gonna submit my bow scan here, if we can do that right away. Yes, thank you. And we know what's in there now. Okay, neural vacillator. I'm definitely taking that. We're also gonna inspect all of these guys in order to get some initial data banks, and then we're also gonna rummage them. We might be able to get some more food out of that. Now look at that giant dust cap. Intriguing. Okay, do we want to access the neural vacillator right away? I mean, we could benefit from some improvements. I don't know. I guess for the time being, I just want to take things apart here. I do not want this to be in our way. Ooh, we actually got a cool vest that might help us in some spicy situations. And at this point, we're just gonna keep going up. Now, we need to be careful. At some point, it's probably gonna get a little bit hotter, but looks like that point is not yet. I want to keep that thimbleweed in place. It can grow naturally, and then we can just harvest it when it's ready. But of course, everything else we're gonna keep on expanding, including the fire pole. This is gonna be a long journey up, so I do not actually want to do anything on the top before I have access to the transit tubes. But in the name of exploration, we want to know what's all around. Look at this, another geyser already active and not protected. Yeah, I guess initially we'll just have to figure out what we are dealing with before planning out the layout of the base, etc. As of this point, it's time to switch to a different material. I'm gonna go with sedimentary rock since we are gonna accumulate that here. I do not have copper nearby, so I'm guessing we're gonna have to switch to iron ore to be able to take something that is nearby. So what I'm actually gonna do is make my way through here. We're gonna go up and then snatch some of that precious iron for us. This should be plenty to finish the fire poles all the way upwards. I'm gonna track a few resources I'm constantly using now, such as algae for the oxygen production. We will also be needing reed fiber for the exosuits. And will you look at that, we have already reached space right here. This is the regolith, which also means in the classic version there are still meteor showers. I wasn't actually 100% sure about that. Now all the slime lung that has accumulated here is eventually gonna disappear, especially where we have oxygen. But it is a very slow process and we just need to make sure we have no polluted oxygen around. Maybe also get rid of that little pea water puddle there. Oh, I just noticed we got our first eggshell. What we should do is eggshell to lime forever. So whenever we got one of those, we are just delivering it to the rock crusher, pulverizing it for future steel production. We also just gathered our first bleachstone. Now, I would like to take care of bleachstone as soon as possible, as it dwindles really quickly and we don't usually get a lot of it initially. So I'm setting up a storage bin right here and I want to make sure this is consumable ore bleachstone at the highest priority. And I'm just going to make sure I bring all the bleachstone right away. Like this one here, I don't want it to off-gas too much. I want to keep everything before it evaporates. However, this will require some strategy in how we excavate. I want to excavate at priority 9 whenever we do the bleachstone. Otherwise, I'm just going to do one after another and always go back to the chest. I decided to eat a mushroom today. Looks like I kind of regretted it. Yeah, it doesn't look very appetizing. Fits my sweater though. Go, 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 go. Okay, we're back a couple of cycles later. We managed to make it all the way up. I showed you that, but I also installed a bunch of deodorizers here and we also made our way almost all the way down. There's a little skill problem right now, I believe. No, we can actually still dig up the abyssalite. I thought we need super duper hard digging. Well, I guess we do need it for something. For instance, these guys, but that is when it comes to obsidian. So we don't need it right now, apparently, to get through the abyssalite. So let's just keep on digging down. There's some type of volcano or geyser we could reveal. However, I'm much more interested in the sleet wheat, as it is the first ingredient we need to produce our berry sludge. So I think I kind of wish to preserve the chill of this biome, and we're gonna do that. Let's see, let's just use the sandstone. So as the abyssalite stops, we want to replace it with an insulated layer so we don't lose any of the chill and we can take care of it later on. There's also a lot of initial gold amalgam we can snatch up. That is gonna come in very handy. Before I forget, I installed another oxygen mask here on the top, another checkpoint, so now I'm also going up. I actually contaminated myself with slime lung for a couple of cycles. It just makes the duplicant a lot slower, because whenever they don't actively just breathe, they have to eventually catch their breath. So it's just a sickness that slows you down, but I decided it's safer to go out of the base only using oxygen masks as of this point. Ah, wonderful. We have reached the oil biome. I can already see the first oil reservoir. This is gonna be very good. Diamonds all over the place. There's probably a volcano. Maybe we can use that to make the petroleum boiler. Yeah, exciting times ahead of us. We built from the top to the bottom today and even got some useful machinery to work with in the future. Also, I can already feel myself getting much quicker, contrary to the beginning, since athletics is already at 11 or so. Whee! Ah, this helps so much. But I have to say, the worlds are slightly bigger than I anticipated. I'm not sure it was a wise decision to take this on with just one duplicant. But I'm still looking forward to when we actually start to exceed the skills of 20 skill points and start to become a little bit crazy. Oh no, I contracted hypothermia. Oh well, I guess there is worse. What does it actually do? Oh no, it is a really bad sickness. Not do I only get sneeziness, but science, machinery, construction and cuisine are lowered by 5 skill points. That is quite a harsh punishment, I have to say. So at this point we're probably interested in the exosuit more than ever. Let's have a look at the research. What does it take? We definitely need hazard protection with the exosuit forge. We also get the checkpoint and everything, and we will have to research quite a bit through the textile production and also through this here. Improved ventilation is something we needed anyways, but now we gotta do quite a bit of research to actually get there. I'm gonna do that in today's episode, so the next time we can set this up right away. And I still kind of want to go all the way down, though at the moment I do have a layer of protection here, as the oil biome here tends to get really toasty. So instead I think I'm gonna try to mop up some of this liquid. Liquid and abyssalite is never a good combination, seems to be a little bit buggy. Before we do the research though, I would like to finish the building here. I don't want to lose any more chill than necessary. A confetti suit! Oh, I love it! Give me that. We got the first research out of the way, mostly decorative items. We can print some lime, and also we got another colony achievement. Which one was that? Enter an oil biome for the first time. Pretty nifty, but we basically now worked our way from the top all the way to the bottom, and we're ready for the next steps. In the meantime, I will be doing some more research so we can actually get started with the exosuits right away in the next episode. But with that out of the way, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Have a great time and see you in the next one. Bye bye.